A horrific motorcycle crash.
Head-on collision involving a motorcycle
thrown from his Harley and died at the scene.
Motorcycles are very dangerous, so should the government force bikers to wear helmets. 19 states do. We libertarians say that's wrong. It's my head. Once I'm an adult, I ought to get to take my own chances, even if I'm a fool. As Milton Friedman said, part of freedom is the freedom to be a fool. But orthopedic surgeon Dr. Alton Barron, who repairs bones of people injured in motorcycle accidents, says yes, helmets should be mandatory. Why? It's my head. Leave me alone.
Yeah, well, that's a valid argument, and I certainly, in full disclosure, I'm a native Texan. My family settled there in the 1800s, so I believe in civil liberties, and I rode a motorcycle and owned one until I was 21. But at 23, I lost one of my very close friends who was riding his Harley at home on a Christmas break, and he hit a pothole, flew off, and had a head injury and died. So
I'm sorry that happened to him.
No, sure.
But I ought to still be allowed to risk my life if I want.
But what about the cost to society as a whole? We have a very limited health care dollar budget. And 44% of all the cost of these head trauma patients, which are astronomically more costly to our health care budgets, are borne by society because weirdly, or maybe naturally, the insurance companies don't like to cover motorcycle injuries because of that added health care burden.
This is the argument I hear all the time. Other people are paying for this, so this gives the state a reason to intervene. But by that logic, the state has the right to intervene everywhere. Why not ban cigarettes, cheeseburgers, all junk food, swimming pools, 500 die. Let's ban swimming pools. There's a social cost to that.
No, that's true. That's true. But the way I think of it is that, well, first of all, we have traffic laws, don't we? I mean, I don't think it would be total mayhem and chaos if we didn't have traffic laws. We have seatbelt laws. I know some people argue against those.
2 points. Traffic laws, that's often about a car hitting somebody else. And we probably have too many traffic laws. A number of cities are pulling out their street lights and finding they get fewer accidents with just stop signs.
Well, true, but if you think about a motorcycle, they're small, they're quick, they're light, they're low, and you can't often see them. So you're taking a risk and putting others
It's my
at
risk. Same with seatbelts.
Well,
it's my choice, my body.
Well, it's others at risk. And what about if you're bringing a passenger on your motorcycle? They're not. I guess they have a choice to get on or off. Yeah.
Well, these laws do exist, and the government required it in 1966, mandated for the whole country. Writers pushed back, and they passed a new law that gave the states more leeway. Within 3 years, 27 repealed their helmet laws. Shouldn't states be able to experiment like that?
Well, clearly they have, and the data has shown that a hugely greater increase in head injuries occurs when you are not wearing a helmet. I've treated so many devastated families. I mean, a single head injury patient, whether they survive or die, have exacted a great toll on their families. And I would bet money that a family is going to say, you know, I wish there had been a law for a helmet to wear, so my loved one was still there and our family was still intact.
What about the laws requiring people to wear helmets when they ride a bicycle?
Right.
I ride my bike. Sometimes I wear a helmet, sometimes I don't.
I think that's different. Certainly there are states that have strict helmet laws.
You support that? People should be forced, or kids should be forced?
I think kids should, because kids are not rational human beings. They don't make decisions.
21 states require kids, teenagers.
Right. I ride the the city bike across town on Wednesdays to go to my surgery center, and it's a near-death experience. Now, I'm a little bit of a thrill seeker, but I wear a helmet. Period, by choice.
You can choose
if they mandated that. If they mandated it, I would say, you know, that's probably not such a bad idea. And again, I believe
maybe you
in civil
wouldn't
liberties.
ride then, because it's a pain to wear a helmet.
No, it's not a pain.
Parts of Australia, Canada, and New Zealand made bike helmets a requirement. Head injuries did drop, but the number of cyclists dropped at exactly the same rate.
Really?
So people were less.
That data. Really? People stopped riding because they had to wear a helmet?
Some people did. Adult cyclists dropped by 29%, child cyclists by 42% in Melbourne.
That's shocking. I find that data very hard to believe. However,
I like to shock you.
Another concept would be, well, if you are required to wear a helmet, but go ahead and choose not to. I mean, all you get in Texas is you're stopped and you have to pay a fine. So pay a fine, and then
I don't want to be fined by my government. I want to protect my own head. Last similar question: these bans on texting while driving, it should be banned. There should be a law against.
I think there should be a law. Yeah. Look, I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My job is to take care of people, and I think that's the best way to take care of people.
The Institute for Highway Safety, Insurance Institute, the laws aren't reducing crashes, even though that the laws reduced handheld phone use.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because it's illegal. I can't do this, so I'm going to do it down here.
Well, do they have, I mean...
There's no evidence that these laws have saved lives.
Right. That may be true, but, I haven't seen enough data. I'm all data-driven. And the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, of which I'm a member, we have had a policy in place...
Yeah, you doctors always say, ban this, ban that.
No, not always. Not always. We don't believe in banning everything. I mean, look, we're thrill seekers. I mean, a lot of orthopedic surgeons are downhill skiers and mountain climbers and cyclists.
But you want to force me to wear a helmet.
I do, because it's in your best interest.
Thank you, Dr. Barron, representative of the nanny state.